Good morning, everyone. Man, it has been ages since I've been back on this, like, way too long. And also, hello. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can... Oh, that's interesting. I push F5 and it causes all the torches to flicker. Wonder why. I was going to do, the F4 command to have me facing the camera, but it doesn't seem to want to work. So I'll just go with hello, look at this beautiful sunrise, and man, it is good to be back. To provide a little context as to what I mean by that is that for the past several weeks, I have been focusing on just editing and uploading the episodes I had already recorded, and as a result, I didn't want to touch the game until I was caught up, which I can happily say I am officially caught up with my content to the point where I now need to make more. Which, hey, I'm really glad to. I just didn't think I was gone for so long. Like, when I checked the last time I played, it said 5 months, and I'm like, geez, it's been that long? So, yeah, I've been gone for quite a while, but I am happy to be back. And I know the first thing I'm going to do now that I've returned. So I know I do remember last time I said I was working on this path and I was planning to work on roads that would lead to different areas. So like, this is the Quebec village. I had a plan to potentially make a road to the temple over here. And I do remember that it's not fully visible, but there was like a settlement, I think, over here that I was going to relocate to in the future. But I figured there's been one thing since I've been editing the episodes that I've been wanting to do, and that is to go down into the mines and build a proper bridge, because it kind of occurred to me that I was like, wait, why am I continuing to let a block-wide bridge be the defining feature for the mine? Even though I plan to relocate to a new mine, I still wanted to at least build like some kind of bridge structure, so that way, you know, there's no fall hazard or anything. I might build like a official water elevator, because I don't think this elevator works. I think it's just there for show. At least for now. That could change in the future. But yeah. So that's what I'm essentially going to do for right now. At least as far as today, is just build a simple bridge. If I have time, I'll make it fancier. If not, well, it'll either be the next day or I'll just move on to the next thing. But for now, that's going to be my main focus. And I think for material, I'm just going to mine the cobble and stone that's around here, now that I think about it. So while I'm doing this, whoa. Oh, come on. There we go. As I was saying, while I'm doing this, I do want to talk about Simon's recent blog post regarding Chapter 1. And I have to say, so far, it's looking really good. And by the estimated release dates, it looks like we're going to be getting a lot of good content come the... Sorry if I'm just figuring out the best way. I don't know, it's like, on one hand I could do an archway, but on the other hand I could just make it, you know, flat. Okay. Guess I'll just leave it like that for now. Wait, there we are. But to kind of give a little context, we've got Chapter 1 potentially releasing in 1 to 3 months. I say potentially because it's an estimate, but it can be subject to change, which, again, I understand considering the amount of work that they're putting in to make this game happen. A little rusty. And aside from Chapter 1, they're going to be adding some new features, like apparently the ability to... That's fine, I didn't need that. You know, I thought I couldn't multitask, but I don't know if that would be possible, but I'm going to keep trying while I keep building this. Hopefully, when editor me gets to this, won't be mad with the amount of effort that I'm putting in. Nah. Well... Oh, come on. I barely touch it and it's like, oh, it doesn't exist. But anyways, I'm going a bit off memory, but I do remember that one of the big things that they'll be releasing is an update to the machinima camera, which is great because this means that I can actually have proper camera angles for when I'm doing the building for my creative build series, which... if you haven't seen my post, I am working on it. It's just taking a bit of time because I'm having to do a little hybrid of building and showcasing the tools that it has available. So, as such, I also recorded from like a first-person viewpoint because that's all I really had. So I'm mainly just trying to edit through hours of footage and also figure out the best way to do it. So, but hopefully I will have that out soon. I don't have an ETA on when, but I will keep working on it, and then eventually I will have something to show for it. But anyways, not only that, but it'll also be great for like animating, like, you know, cutscenes or certain scenes for whatever. So it'll definitely be great when they get that round to getting that out. They estimate that that's going to be out in 1 to 3 months, so that's something to look forward to. Ah, nice clean mine. And, oh hey, I actually got a decent amount of cobblestone to work with. I'm just going to make this bridge cobblestone, because why not? Don't know about what I'm going to do if all these can also be acquired by... Well, I appreciate the acquired, but I'd like to know what else I can use them for. I do remember that there is also mod list coming up, so that'll be great to have an option to be able to explore the mods that the community has made so far. Although, speaking of which, regarding the update to the machinima camera, it does look similar to a mod that I was using to start recording the third build. That one's not entirely finished yet. But I don't know if it's intentional or if they decided to kind of... I mean, it'd be great if he got hired on. Or at least was given an offer to have his work be featured, because it does look similar. But, hold on, just gonna bucket this real quick. There we go. That's better. Maybe I should put some guardrails on this bridge just to be safe. Maybe I should also lower that too. Hold on. I also, as part of the update, I also saw that they were working on, I think it was vintage clouds, which, by the way, they look really neat. Like, it's like we already have like a basic game, but it feels like they're adding, they're continuing to add more to it. Which, yeah, but I say this because I noticed that, you know, Simon was responding to someone commenting about the fact that they were adding a lot of stuff for modders and felt like the content for the game itself was a bit lacking. But if I remember correctly, Simon did clarify that this was intentional because he wanted to focus on establishing the tools, because aside from the community, they'll be using the tools as well to be able to deliver more content to the game. And that makes sense, because they're having to like build new tools. That bridge might be a little complicated to fix. Might just go to the next one, which would be this. Again, I apologize if I just suddenly cut my sentence off. It's just usually when I go quiet, it means I'm thinking. Like, if I'm able to know what I'm doing, then I'll just focus on that while talking. But if I'm thinking, then I kind of just stop talking and just kind of go into focus mode. I also know that they are planning to update the goblins, so they'll be getting a bit of an overhaul. And on top of that, we'll be getting access to goblin trinkets, like rocket boots for a bit of a rocket jump. Or, well, I guess a rocket boost would be more appropriate. Good old rocket jump. Does anyone here remember Rocket Jump, the channel? They're not as He's not they're not as active as they used to be. I think they've kind of moved on to bigger projects, but I remember their short content and yeah, the good old days. Okay, so working on a nice clean bridge. If I had some lava, I would be able to make a cobblestone generator, because in theory it works on here like it does in Minecraft, because I did hop on a couple of servers to try them out, and some of them had skyblock, and they had very similar skyblock features. And I will be releasing that video at some point. Right now I'm mainly just trying to focus on getting this first build done. Then I might work on the server, me browsing servers next, and then release the next build. But again, that's going to take a while because I'm trying to figure out the best way to edit it, because it's part of the reason why I've kind of been at this for so long, is that I've been trying to figure out the best way to format this. And then once I figured out a somewhat efficient format system, then it would be time to expand. Oh, speaking of which, regarding World Gen V2, it's still a heavy work in progress, and we don't have an ETA on it yet. But we were given some pictures on it, and I'd say it's coming along pretty nicely. As well as my construction. This does look a lot better. I mean, sure, maybe I could use like stone bricks, but you know what? I'm just going to stick with cobble just for now. Actually, I wonder if I can do anything with the stone rubble. I'm going to head back up real quick. Oh man, it's already getting dark. Sorry if I've been a little scattered. It was just not meant to be like an official my thoughts on update or chapter 1, but figured it would be something good to talk about while I was working. Huh. So that makes rope. Good to know. So I can't use a builder's workbench for rubble. Again, even though I'm kind of, oh, I actually had some extra cobble here. Perfect. I know I could, maybe what I'll do, well, maybe not today, is start, like, planting more tree. Oh, wait, actually I should check on the farm. I got eternal seeds planted. And I want to make sure that I get enough of them. Ah, and it's raining again. Wonder if the rain will actually stick this time, or if it'll just do that thing of it'll rain for a few quick seconds and then disappear. I do like how overcast it looks. Oh yeah, this is probably a good opportunity to talk about the chunk loading update that they're going to be releasing in potentially update 6, which is the next one. This is currently update 5. But, okay. Oh yeah, I think... Huh. I think that's new. Again, I've been kind of out of it for a while, so... Now I'll undo it in my inventory for the time being. But as I was saying, basically right now the game is rendered in chunk blocks like it would be in Minecraft, but the new update has it to where the chunk loader would basically be one block, and by doing so, it unlocks the ability to build infinitely high or low. So I could dig all the way down to Orbis's core potentially, or climb all the way up into space. Again, potentially. I won't know for sure until we get to that point. But I can only imagine the amount of crazy builds that'll spawn because of that. Sticks. Boom powder. Again, I'm kind of just getting my bearings, but should have enough. Yeah, I'll keep going for a little bit. Actually, wait, before I go back down, let me... Oh yeah, and they're also going to be adding behavior towards... Okay, this is a beam. That's a wall. That's a beam, slab. Oh, they have cobblestone roofs. I did not know that. Cool. I'm probably gonna keep the bridge to just plain cobblestone for the time being, because again, I am going to be potentially relocating, but I really wanted to scratch this itch of, well, not damaging myself, but scratch this itch of building a wider mine bridge. And then what I'm potentially going to do is do this, so I, you know, stop weaving around. And I'll fix the water elevator later, but I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah, I probably should stick with my, 3x3. There we go. That should keep it relatively safe. So now I have a more stable path. Part of the reason why I didn't touch it before was that I like to kind of keep things authentic, at least as much as possible. I guess I'm just trying to think of what else to talk about regarding the upcoming chapter, because there was other things. Oh yeah, they're planning to update behaviors to animals. So as they were showcasing, when you approach birds, they'll actually fly away. So that's a neat little quality of life update that they'll be adding. Oh, and by the way, they're finally going to be adding boats. It doesn't seem like it'll be happening soon, but it is something that they are working on. So we got that going on. Oh yeah, I do know that they are. They do have rotating platforms they're going to be adding. So for stuff like parkour and all that. Yeah, but we got one block of dirt. That's better. I think what I'm probably going to do is maybe do a wooden fence, because I don't know, kind of just feels right to do a wooden fence. I also might need more stone. I'm working with what I've got currently, but... well, I'm also trying to clean up the mine shaft a little bit so it looks more neater. Maybe I'll finish this one and then probably... by that time, I'm assuming it might get dark, but I don't know for sure. Other things that they're going to be adding... oh, I know they're planning to update the look of the creator UI, so... and so far, at least on a first glance, it definitely looks, you know, a lot better. Where it's a lot more, I would say approachable, but... whoa, I gotta watch my step. But I imagine it'll probably be easier for those who are looking to enter the creator sphere and be able to make stuff. Okay, that doesn't match. Oh, I also know that, not in this upcoming chapter, but probably in the next one, they are going to be adding a system to where you can actually recruit helpers for your base. Which, that'll definitely be great, especially if you're, like, playing by yourself and you could get, like, a Quebec, for example, to tend to your garden. That would be awesome. And, you know, actually establish a proper system, unlike in Minecraft, where many have resorted to enslaving villagers, well, for their own gain. There's a lot more, but again, it's like I'm thinking off the top of my head and I'm just trying to focus on, well, what I'm currently doing. There we go. Little odd, but yeah, whatever. I'm going to keep it for now. If I decide to remove it, I'll remove it. Ooh. I gotta say, seeing the night sky from the mine shaft is cool. But that also means it's the end of the day. But before I go, let me just take a quick look to admire the work I've done so far. Looks like we could use a little light about here. We'll say it definitely looks a lot more cleaner and well more laid out better. Of course, you know, it's only the first round. Oh no, my copper's about to run out. Whatever am I gonna do with the amount of copper that I have at my disposal? Again, it's a pretty good start. I just hope that, when I release this episode, this'll be entertaining to those who are continuing to watch my series, because when I wanted to do this, this was kind of meant to be like a laid-back series, like nothing fancy, just calm and casual, while also showcasing World Gen V1 before we move on to World Gen V2. I apologize. I know I'm not going through all the upcoming things. I just glazed over a couple of highlights that were on the top of my head, but I definitely imagine that there's more that I'm missing. But like I said, feels good to be back. I just didn't think it was so long. Needless to say, I will definitely be not doing that again, where I will be... Because what happened was that I spent a lot of time recording than editing, and as a result, I ended up building such a huge backlog that it kind of... I had to spend like several weeks working through the backlog before I was finally caught up to record again. So, yeah. But again, really feels good to be back. So... I guess that'll do it for this episode. And since I know now to say, you know, like, good morning when the sun rises, and then I guess good night when I go to sleep, I can also say, if you've enjoyed, feel free to leave a like. I guess comment below on your thoughts on Chapter 1. If you haven't checked it out, I would say definitely check out what they... have featured, because again, I only glazed over what I remember of what they are going to be releasing. But there's definitely a lot more to come, and it looks like, actually, let me check on the farm real quick while I'm doing my outro. Ooh, actually, this will be a good opportunity to test the sickle. Let's see what happens when I do... Oh, okay, that's great. Oh, that is awesome. So now I don't have to click F anymore. I just wave this around. But again, feel free to check out what's coming in Chapter 1. Oh, I also know they're going to be adding mini-games. Official minigames made by the Hytale devs. They'll not only release it so that, you know, you can play it with friends without, you know, having to jump to a server, but they'll be releasing the official code for it, so server hosters can have access to it and either feature it on their servers or even make some new adaptations of it. But it will be interesting to see what they plan to come up with, like the classics and maybe even some new ones, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, this has already been going on for a long time, so I should probably get some sleep. And of course, to finish off, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I do Hytale videos, as well as recently I'm covering vintage stories, so if that interests you, feel free to check that out. As for Source Filmmaker, that will happen in due time. But once I have my ducks in a row, then it will. Ooh, did it just get darker? Oh. That's actually kind of neat. I've just never been out this late. Normally I'm asleep by now. But I gotta say, I do love that detail where as it gets later, it gets more darker. Well, at least I thought it was. Oh, it's foggy now. Cool. I guess I better get to sleep before the graveyard. But what is happening? Like, okay, is it? Oh, wait. Maybe it's because I'm near the smoke of the fire that's causing a haze effect. Okay. That's a pretty interesting discovery. You know, one of these days, I really need to build, like, some kind of watchtower, because I just have a habit of just walking on top of the tents. Huh. Well, now I don't even know what's causing it, so... maybe just lack of sleep, so I should probably get to sleeping. Apologies for the long outro, but again, just been so long since I've been back, and it really does feel good to be back after so long. But anyways, until then, I wish you all a good night, and I will see you next week. Good night. And yes, I'm going to sleep with my sickle.